see, on this morning, if you entertain me for a little bit, if you'll stay with me today, we're gonna talk about 4 men that saw somebody that needed to move. It say that he was paralytic, he was paralyzed so much he wasn't moving. But see, I need people around me that when they can see that I'm not moving, they come and say, Pastor Cooley, you need to move. And if you can't get there by yourself, that's the kind of people I need on my team, Evangelist Hazley. Say, Pastor Cooley, I can't stand you being stuck, and you need to move. Deacon Bell, if you put up Mark chapter 2. Be reading from the King James Version. Because we need to move in the house and out the house. Yeah, in the house and out the house. Mark 2, verse 1. King James Version, and it reads, I'll be reading verses 1 through 12 for your hearing. And it reads, and again he entered into Capernaum. After some days, I got to keep going if I get stuck right here. And there was noise that he was in the house. Let me read that again. And again he entered Capernaum after some days, and it was noise that he was where? It was noise that he was in the house. And right after the noise, it says, and straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them. No, not so much as about the door. Tell your neighbor that's only one way. And he preached the word unto them. And they come unto him bringing one sick of the palsy. Sick of the palsy, which was borne by 4, because they saw he needed to move. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Jesus saw their faith, not his, the carrier's faith. When Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, son, thy sins be forgiven thee. Oh my God. But there were certain of the scribes sitting there and reasoning in their hearts, why does this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God only? And immediately, I mean, know Jesus know. He can hear your heart speaking. He said, and immediately when Jesus perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, he said unto them, why reason ye these things in your heart? Why are you concerned about what I'm getting ready to do for the... Why are you being a spectator? Why are you concerned about what I'm about to do for Pastor Cooley house in this season? Why are you reasoning in your heart? So it's whether is it easier to say to the sick of the palsy, thy sins be forgiven thee, or to say, arise, take up thy bed, and walk. But that ye may know, that ye may know that the Son of Man have power. That means it wasn't even about him. It was for the spectator, that ye may know that the Son of Man have power on earth, heaven is coming, to forgive sins. He said to the sick of the palsy, I say unto thee, arise, take up thy bed, and go thy way into thine house. Verse 12 says, and immediately, that means without delay, Deacon Haley, immediately he arose. Yeah, pronto. No waiting lines, no recovery time. He got right up. He said arise, and he got right up. Yeah. He got right up, and it say, took up thy bed and walked and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed. And after they were amazed, they all glorified God, saying, we never saw it on this fashion. I've seen little miracles. I've seen people that just needed a little work, that people were just a little far back. They hadn't fell all the way off. But what you doing in this season? I said, I've never seen it in this fashion. What he getting ready to do in the movement, people have never seen it this fashion. See, Bishop, when I realize in Ephesians 3 and 20 that he'll exceed what I'm thinking and what I'm expecting of. I used to expect small. But until my expectation got bigger, then his exceeding got bigger, and it got greater. And now, Bishop, when he do things in my life, I say, Jesus, I never saw it in this fashion. I've never seen anything like this move. I've never seen it on this fashion. What I'm used to seeing ain't this large scale, but I've never seen it in this fashion. Cause this is a move. We need a move, and this is a move. And at the end of this move, we're gonna say, I've never seen it. And the people outside the house gonna say, I've never seen it in. I know what they used to be into. I know what condition they used to be in, but I've never seen it. I've never seen you go from motionless. Deacon Regular, I've never seen you go from not being able to move to becoming a move. We've never seen it in this fashion. I'm expecting them to blow my mind in this season. You may be seated. We never saw it on this fashion. Yeah, what he getting? Somebody say what he getting ready to do next. Yeah. We never saw it on. You know the word saw is past tense. That means I'm looking at it in this fashion right now. Ooh. Saw is before, what I used to see. I never saw it in this fashion. That's going to be my witnessing to what he getting ready to do for me. You never even seen it in this fashion. Deacon man, put verse 1 back up for me. We often in this passage want to talk about paralytic and not being able to move and being stuck and being motionless and being the same place this chapter that you were last chapter and the same place this season that you were last season. But I didn't even come to talk to the sick of the palsy today. I came to talk to the ones that's carrying. I'm talking about the one bishop that's fighting fatigue because they're carrying theirs, and I didn't come to talk to the motionless today. I came that God will give strength to the carriers. Look at your neighbor and say, you're anointed to carry. We've been wondering why we're tired, and we've been wondering why we're feeling heavy, but you've been anointed to carry. All four had to be anointed to carry because there's some coordination and some strategy and some balance and things that got to go on for you to get somebody from being motionless and stuck in the face of Jesus. So I'm praying that not only your faith fail not, but that God give you strength in this season because you've been anointed to carry. And if we don't get them there, then they're going to remain stuck in their own house. It's a carrier's an assignment. It's a calling. It's a mandate. uh, it's a man. We got to get. They're not coming. We got to bring them here. They're not coming in on their own because they stuck. And it's our assignment to bring them there. Tell your neighbor, you're anointed to carry. Yeah. I'm anointed to carry. And 2 and 1, this is what I love right here. I'm going to let it sit right there the whole time. Because I want y'all to get this. And again, he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was how we know he in the house. Yeah. How do we know? How did they know that he was? What triggered the 4? What triggered the 4? That means it's something about the sound that you make. Bishop, it said that it was noise that he was in the house. That's how the 4 knew. That's how the 4 knew where to take him to. Because somebody on their way made a... Ooh. And see, unity commands a blessing, but it's a united sound. That's it. It's a sound that ought to come out of the house, Bishop. That he's in the... And Bishop, it was noise. I wish 2 or 3 people would make a noise. How do we know that he's here? How do we know that he's here? I wish somebody would tell diabetes he's in the house. I wish somebody, I'm going to tell him high blood pressure, he in the house. You know what? Because I'm a house. I'm his temple, right? And I'm putting the enemy on notice that he's in the house. You're not welcome here. My marriage is a house. I'm telling you, he already in the house. The divorce, you can't get in this door. It's already somebody in the house. We looking around, Bishop. We looking around churches and wonder why seats are not filled in every service like we declaring because the church ain't making any. Oh, my God. We want to know, but nobody's making a noise. We wonder why all our family are not saved yet because we're not making a noise in the family. See, and that's why it's so important that we get outside the walls because walls muffle sound. When we in here resave and save, folk, we muffling the sound that he's. I wish I had a witness that'll make a noise that they tell you, he's in the house. He's in the house. He's in the house. He's in the house. And see, I want to show you why the noise and why your sound is critical. See, Deacon Bear, put up Mark 1:32. Watch this. See, there's something about that sound, and there's something about that noise that they're supposed to come from the house to go outside the house and tell them. This is Mark chapter 1. 1 comes before 2, right? Yeah. That means something happened before. See, this wasn't the first time that Jesus had been in Capernaum. See, in Mark chapter 1, he went into the synagogue in Capernaum, and it said that the unclean spirit spoke for the man. It spoke on his behalf. The man didn't speak. It spoke on his behalf. Jesus said, be quiet and get out. And then right after that, he went to Peter's mother-in-law house, right? And it said that she was sick with a fever, and it said that he lifted her up, and after she began to serve him. But see, right after that, it said that they brought, what is 1:32? And at even, when the sun did set, they brought unto him how many? This chapter 1, right? Y'all with me? This chapter 1. That all means what? That means everybody in Capernaum. Everybody that needed an issue fixed. Everybody that needed healing. Everybody that need healing. Everybody that need deliverance. But how come, if this is chapter 1, how is it that in chapter 2, there's still somebody in Capernaum sick of the palsy? Because see, God only does complete works. He never have done a job. And right here in chapter 1, if he did it all, then that means in chapter 2, if it's somebody that still hadn't got it, nobody made a noise in chapter 1. In the vicinity of the Stuck's house, nobody made a noise that Jesus was in. Tell your neighbor, I got some good news for you. I'm not going to let you miss it this chapter. My chapter 2, I'm not going to let you miss it. This chapter, you were stuck when we got it. When we got it last season, you were still sick of the palsy, but I'm not going to let you miss it. This time, I need people in my life that's not going to let me miss it this season. I ain't going to be coming from behind all my life. I got people that now they'll carry me there if I... In chapter 1, it said he did all, but they didn't make enough noise by his house. They didn't make enough noise for the carriers to say, oh, is still somebody else out there? Oh, my God. See, that's the problem with staying in the walls of the church. That's the problem for staying in here, because the noise need to get to every house. It need to get on everybody's job in here. It need to get in everybody's circles. It need to get in everybody's family. But until we start making the noise that he's in the house, oh my God. And see, and let me show you this too. You got to put Mark 2 and 1 back up. I want you to see it. Don't take my word for it. Read it. And see, in verse 1, it said that they made a noise, that he was in the house. Now turn it to verse 2, Deacon Bill. So right after the noise, it says, Bishop, as soon as they made a noise. So verse 1, the noise came. And it said it straight away right after the noise was made, that he was in the house. That straight away means there was no delay where many were gathered together. And not only were they there, but they packed the house. So that showed me that there's a corresponding action that my sound triggers. That my noise, because it said as soon as the noise was made, straight away the house was full. Straight away my family is set. As soon as they hear noise come from me, that he's in the house. As soon as my marriage said he's in the house, he's in the house, he's in the house, he's in the house. So there's a corresponding action that is not only people in the house, but it's filled. And it overflowed. And see, that's why Tasha Cobbs, the song, she made a noise that said, fill me up until I... The house had overflow after the noise. I ain't even talking about a church, but he was in the house, so it don't have to be in here. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered together, that... See, Bishop Blind Bartimaeus. Blind Bartimaeus, he couldn't see, but it says in Mark, it said that he heard that Jesus was coming down the road. And so somebody had to let him know because he couldn't see him. So somebody had to let him know because he was on the roadside, but Jesus was in the road. And he heard that Jesus was in the road. He heard a noise that said Jesus was in the road, and then right after that, it said that he made a noise. And people did what they try to do to us. They try to get him to quiet down his noise. But he knew that it was something that he needed. And I know that it's stuff that I need, Bishop. And I know that it's stuff that I need, so I can't let the enemy muffle my sound. Because as soon as Jesus heard him, he said, call him. He heard somebody crying out to me, somebody making a noise that I'm in the road and they on the roadside and they trying to get where I am. He said, call him. And they made a noise that he was in the house. And see, he had to turn the volume up on his noise. Because some of us been making a little noise, but not. Some of us making noise on Sunday. And some of us make Wednesday noise. But what about Monday? Or what about Tuesday? What about Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Is your noise? Don't let anybody turn down your noise. And it says still in chapter 2, after all this happened, it said there was a man, there was a woman, there was a believer, there was a saved person, still stuck. They didn't get it in chapter 1 when the rest of us got it. But he got to a point, and that's why I love the King James version of this. It said he was sick of the palsy. Not sick as in ill, but you got to get sick of them. Oh, my God. Everybody do me a favor. Pull your phone out real quick. That's what I want you to do right here. I want you to turn around. What is it called? I want you to turn it around on selfie mode. I want you to look at yourself in the face. My God. I want you to look at yourself in the face, because sometimes we got to be real with ourselves. The woman with the issue of blood, she didn't come until she said to herself. So I want you to say something to yourself today. I want you to get in your mind anything that's been holding you back from moving, anything that's got you stuck, anything that's not going progressing like God has designed it to progress. I want you to look yourself in the face and say, I'm sick of this. See, because you ain't going to get rid of it till you sick of it. Until you sick of losing stuff. Until you sick of destroying every relationship you get into. And see, some of us, it was hard for us to do that because some of us ain't sick of it. But see, what I love is anybody sick of the palsy? Is anybody sick of being stuck? Sick of not being able to sit up? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of coming in the house and having to fight to bring an atmosphere back. I'm sick of the hindrance. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, and I hope that you sick. I'm sick of not being able to sit up. I'm sick of being stressed out. I'm sick of folks having to carry me. I'm sick of this. I'm done with that. I'm sick of being this way. I'm sick of me being a hindrance. I'm sick of being in my own way. Is there anybody that's sick of it? I'm sick of the palsy. Sick of now. Everybody else got it last chapter, and I'm still sitting here. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of not being able to move. They got it last season. I missed the move because I couldn't move. They asked for a move. And Jesus said, this is the move. But you didn't get it because you can't move. I'm sick of this. Is anybody sick of it? But see, this is what I love. And this is what I love about disciples, not just Christians. There we go. This is what I love about disciples. See, not only was he sick of the palsy, but there were 4 more people. Not only was he sick of it, but they were sick of it. And I need people around me that are sick of what I'm sick of. I'm sick of you missing it too. I'm sick of you being in the same place you were last year. I'm sick of this revolving door in your life. I'm sick of you not being able to sit up. I'm sick of you not being able to get yourself out of that situation. I'm sick of it too. And you're going to get there even if I got to carry you this season. Because I'm sick of it too. Yeah, I'm sick of it too because I've been seeing you. And I don't need people around me that see me. They see me stuck. They see I can't move, but they won't take me there. I've been anointed to carry. I've been anointed to carry. I'm sick of not being able to progress. So this season, the carriers are going to get people there. Even if we got to carry them there. Even if I got to carry yours and mine, I'm going to get you there because I'm sick of it too. Because if we can get the palsy off of people. See, one can only chase. But if I can get this palsy off one more. And we can unite bishops. I went from 1,000 to 10,000 just like that. So I'm going to get you there so we can check. I remember being in Germany. I would sit in church and just complain about how things were done. I would complain, but I wasn't moving. I was identifying gaps, but I wasn't feeling any. And see, every time that I was in the house, my wife was in the house beside me. And one day, she just got sick of it. She got sick of me being stuck. And she said, you got to get up and move and go do something. If you think there's a gap, you go fill it. You don't sit here stuck. You don't sit here complaining. You got to get up because not only are you sick of it, but I'm sick of it for you. She was sick of it too. And it wasn't, and see, I was stuck. So she had to carry me there. She had to help carry me to my call. And I need people like that on my team that'll carry me to my call. Because I just wasn't sick. She was sick of it too. She was sick of hearing the same sad story all the time. She was sick of hearing me complain, oh, this should be done like this and this should be done. She said, won't you get up and do something? Won't you get out of this stuck position? And I thank her for that because I would still be sick of the palsy right now. If God hadn't assigned a carrier to me. And see, all of us in the house have been assigned. There would be no carriers if there were no need for carriers. And it's needed. But what you need, people, you got to be anointed to carry. That's why 1,500 ministry leaders every month, walk away. They say, I can't do this no more because, see, they can't carry somebody else's load and they load. That means they're not anointed to carry. See, you got to be anointed to be a carrier. See, my stepfather, William, he's a contract carrier. And see, to be a carrier, you got to have certifications and credentials. Everybody just can't carry. Everybody can't deliver that package, can it? Everybody, because you got insurance and assurance, and as you got fragile stuff, and you got to know how to handle what's fragile and what's combustible, because some stuff will explode if you... So I know that if I ask him to see his credentials to carry, and see, some of us, we don't even have patience. Some of us don't have self-control ourselves. And see, those are credentials. Perseverance, those are credentials. And if you don't possess them, then you might not be anointed to be a... Because if just one would have dropped their corner. I need people. Apostle Williams preached a couple years ago, you felt, don't drop your corner. But see, that's why you got to be anointed at every corner. And if you're not, you'll drop what you're designed to carry. And that's why people are still lost, because they've been trying, folks that need to be carried have been trying to be carriers. See, look, in my favorite book, Represent Jesus, there was a quote, and it wasn't even a Christian that said it. It was Gandhi. Gandhi said, I like your Christ, but not your Christians. Because people will put that... People have been misrepresenting... You carrying under false pretenses. If I pull your credentials, you wasn't even designed to carry. There's people out there got church hurt because folks were trying to carry them that should be carrying themselves. You got to take up your bed and walk before you can put somebody on you. I'm sick of this. Is anybody? See, I need somebody that can take me to the King and get me there. See, because truth be told, at some point, all of us have had to be carried. And I thank God for the carriers, and I thank the strength that he gave the carriers and the determination that he gave the carriers, because if they didn't take me there, if they didn't bring me in on their shoulder, oh my God, I thank God for, see when I was younger, my mom and my dad, they had to carry me in intercession. Because I was in the church, but I was still stuck. And we carry in praise, and we carry in prayer. And I thank God that people carried me before I learned to take up my own bed. And God will assign carriers to you till you can walk on your own. He will assign carriers to you until you learn you need to take up this bed. I'm not going to keep picking this bed up for you. It's time for you to take up your own bed. See, I didn't even come to preach to the palsy. I came to preach to the carriers, the fatigued and still carrying. They're going through and they still carrying. They got their own stuff they dealing with, but they're still carrying. So there's an anointed tied to my carrying. See, what my deacon said. Let me show. I want to give you a visual representation of this. Oh my God. Yeah, you got to be anointed to carry. You got to be anointed to carry. Y'all pick him up. Yeah, y'all pick him up. I want you to see this. Because see, one of the credentials is not limiting where God can do, what he can do. And see, because in the beginning of the text, it said that they tried to get through the door. But the door was what? The door was blocked. The carriers had to have enough discernment to know there is another way. The door ain't the only way that God can do it. And see, people that have limited mindsets and people that have low expectations of God exceeding what it is, they can't carry because they're looking for the easiest way. They're looking for the common way. They're looking for the easiest way in the house. And it seemed like it's a door, but it said that the door was blocked, so they had to go up. I need somebody to know that if I can't get there that way, I can always go up. I can send a praise up and I can send a prayer up because this sick of the palsy, I'm sick of it, so I got to get him to. It said that they went up. It said that they went up. It said that they went up. It said that they went up the normal way. The fashion that they had seen houses entered wasn't available. So they had to do something new. So people could say, I never seen him come through the roof before. I never seen him come over the top before. I've seen people come this way, but I never seen him. You had to be anointed to carry. So you got, and not one, all four of them had to agree on going up. See, they had to agree on going up because, see, this dead weight. He can't give them direction because he don't know. The carried are not giving direction. They are unifying and agreeing that this is not working, so we got to go up. So they got to go up. And if you see them, it seems easy now, right? It's easy to carry when you're fresh. But what about when I got to carry yours? He said, and see, you could see the fatigue. It was easy. But see, what I wanted the carrier to see, oh, y'all got to get this. Well, I wanted you to see what the carriers go through when you're not sick of it. I want to carry those that ain't sick of it yet. I want you to see what the carriers go through. They still holding you. They still holding you from the last chapter. They still holding you. Look, they sweat, they getting perspired, and you get tired as a carrier, but we just need some of the carrier to say, I'm sick of having to be carried. I'm sick of this bed. I'm sick of not being able to walk. I want you to see what the carriers are go through. Y'all let them down. Lay them down. So what they did, see, door, they don't need it. They knew that it wasn't a door, because when you need a miracle, a door ain't enough. I need him to do something I never seen in this fashion. I need him to do. But it said not only did they go up, but y'all dig up some stuff. It said when they let him down on the roof, it said that they had to y'all uncover some stuff around him. It said that not only did they didn't just go up to stay up. They didn't just go up to stay. It said that they had to uncover some things. It said that they had to uncover some things were still in between him and Jesus. There were some things that you see that their arms burning. You see that people will stop digging. You see that people will stop digging. They do get tired. But in the commentary, First Lady, this is what I love. In the commentary, to this day, there's still a debate on whether the house was one story or two stories. They haven't agreed on the house if it was one story or it was two stories. But see, I want to go. This is Pastor Cooley talk. I want to go with the two stories. For all intents and purposes, we're gonna go with it's two stories because when I used to be stuck, there were always two stories. It was what my past and people said. That was a story. And then there was another story below that, what I was saying to myself. So they had to get two stories out of the way so Jesus could see. Because see, people say he been stuck as long as I can remember. I got to break that up. But see, at the same time, I was telling myself, I've been stuck as long as I can remember, so I didn't have to just break up what they said. I didn't have to just break up their story. There was another story that I was telling myself that was keeping me stuck. They were saying, well, I see where he coming up on, but this is where daddy got stuck. And I'm telling myself, I'm at the point where my daddy got stuck. There's still two stories. And what it shows me is that as soon as I can get past what past and people say, as soon as I can get that story out the way, then I need to work on the end. The story that's closer. But see, in Genesis, when God came down, he could see that they were uncovered. Adam, we're out there, they're uncovered. I could see you uncovered. When they dug up the stories, Jesus could see that they had uncovered. He could see that they had uncovered some things. And it wasn't until they uncovered both stories that Jesus could see that they were there. It wasn't until both stories were dug up. And both stories. Because see, you got what they say, what you say, and then what he said. So that tell me when I get past story number 2, Jesus could see where I'm in. He could see where I went wrong. He could see where I got stuck. He could see that I need help. But God didn't even look at the sick because he knew where he was. Wow. He wasn't even looking at it because when you're stuck, you don't have faith. He wasn't even concerned about the faith. He said, I've seen what the carriers have been doing. I'm seeing the move that the carriers have been making. I'm seeing the prayers that the carriers have been praying. I'm hearing the praises that the carriers are sending up. So since I see your faith, I'm going to do something with what you brought to me. You got to realize when you're carrying, God ain't even looking at who you carrying. He not even concerned. He not even concerned with what you carry. But he want to know, can you still carry? When you get tired, can you still? When you got your own mess going on, can you still? When you reach fatigue, can you still? When you feel like you may need to be carried, can you still? Because I've assigned them to your shoulders. And if you don't get him there, he gonna miss it this chapter. Like he did. You gotta be anointed. And see, I used to wonder when I was looking through this, I used to wonder why or what I was getting out of being a carrier. Because I get tired sometimes. And it get tiring carrying, not different folk, but carrying the same. The same family member still on my, the same co-worker still on my. And I used to wonder what God was teaching the carriers. Because he's always moving. And your thoughts are not his thoughts, so you can't even think about it. And the ways are not your ways, so you'll never be able to pinpoint it. So I had to ask, God, what are you teaching me as a carrier? Well, like, why am I a carrier? And I've been wondering what the carriers get, because I'm carrying everybody, I feel like. We're carrying everything. It's a couple shoulders that everybody is on. And see, they went one way, they went up, they went down. All the while, what God was giving the carriers was teaching them the art of balance and strategy. Ooh, let me step back. You didn't even know. Because if somebody dropped one corner, you got to know that sometimes when I go high, you got to. And see, you wonder what a lesson has been, but the whole time God had been putting balance in you. And God had been giving you strategy because so you can see past the door. You had to know the blueprint of the house. You had to know where the stairs were. You had to know how many stairs to get up. You had to know what to uncover. He said, I've been giving you balance. Because they went to the door, then up, then down. That takes balance to carry somebody that way. And they didn't know that they had been learning. God had been instilling strategy in them because everybody couldn't do it. They had to know who need to be on the front, who need to be on which leg of you. I got you covered right here, and I got you covered on this side, and you've been assigned a corner. So he's been teaching you balance and strategy. See, balance is teaching you how to evenly distribute the weight. It's teaching you to evenly distribute the weight. And see, in the military strategy, oh my God, strategy is the art of military command. Exercise, guess what? To meet the enemy under advantageous conditions. He's been teaching me balance. And he's been teaching me how to come at the enemy with advantageous conditions. He's been teaching me how to get a leg up. He's been teaching me how to get a foot forward. And see, you didn't know that you were receiving balance and strategy. And see, once I learned, now I can fight on both sides. I can win in the natural and I can win because I got balance now. I can praise when I'm up and when I'm down because I got balance now. And the whole time I've been carrying, he's been giving me balance. But God said, I'm going to make you ambidextrous, Bishop. Oh, my God. Yeah, I can carry you with this hand and I can... Oh, my God. I can use both hands. I can pray when it's all good and pray when it's not so good because I got balance now. I've learned balance in this season, and I've been anointed to carry. And see, that way when you're anointed and you got balance, it's easy to have an advantage. Because some people can't take a hit. But see, now that I got balance, I'm sure-footed. And then Coach Reed back there, he got this thing that he say. And when he talk about his hands, when he talk about fight, he said, these hands work perfect. And see, I've been carrying so long that God taught these hands to work. I can put them together like this, or I can put them up like this, and I can put somebody on this shoulder, and I can carry the word in this hand, and I can do it both ways because now I got balance. And when I got balance, I'm in an advantageous position to fight. Because see, when I need to know how to do it when I'm fresh and when I'm not, because freshness wears off. And see, he's been giving me that I can still fight when I'm tired, and that gives me an advantage. I've seen boxing matches where some fighters, what is it, Rocky? That boy lasts to the end. I'm talking about he losing 7, 8 rounds. But he can wait the enemy out. He can let what's attacking him wear itself out. He can let what's trying to keep him from going forward wear itself out. As soon as you wear yourself out. I've been conditioned to carry. I know how to keep going when I'm tired. I know how to keep going when I'm down. I know how to keep going. So now that you're tired, devil, I've been running for a long time. I've been running for Jesus for a long time. And I ain't tired yet. Because I'm anointed to carry. Y'all can go. Y'all get him a hand. See, I'm anointed to carry. It takes an anointing. Oh my God, it takes an anointing to carry. But I didn't want to just encourage the carriers. I want the people that are okay with being carried to see what you're causing folks. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted you to see also, step on some toe. It's okay, it's okay. And see, I want you to see this process. What you got to notice is it was verse 5 that he forgave the sin. But it wasn't until verse 11 that he told the man to get up, take up that bed and walk. Some of your paralysis, got nothing to do with your feet. But the sin you in. She had to get the sin off her. So you mean to tell me, first lady, that sin will have you stuck? Your marriage not moving forward because you ain't. Your finances stuck because you're robbing. Some of the stuckness and some of the motionness and some of the lack of progress and some of the actual paralysis where you can't move got nothing to do with your feet. But everything to do with the sin you in. Some of our paralysis is self-induced and self-inflicted until you get sick of laying in that sin. But see, that's why I had you look at yourself in the face, because there were times in my walk when I wasn't sick of what I was doing. Bishop, I pray right around it. I mention everything I want deliverance from, but that thing that I ain't sick of yet. I would come to the altar call and I would ask for prayer for everything but what I wanted to stay in. And I was stuck. That's just transparency, and I ain't the only one. But my paralysis was self-induced because I wasn't sick of it yet. It hadn't caused me enough pain yet. It hadn't caused my friends sleepless nights. It hadn't caused my parents and my family enough sleepless nights. I wasn't sick of it yet. And truth be told, some of the stuff you're in, you ain't sick of yet. And there's no need of me carrying you to get rid of something that you won't. I'm wasting my time carrying you if you're not going to uncover it when you get there. People are being carried to the altar, but they ain't uncovering what they sick of because they not sick of it. But they are stuck, and the carriers could see it. And when I was stuck, the carriers could see it. Look, I was in Germany, and what was that, baby? 2014, 13. It was the day before my E5 promotion board, and I was going to the board, and I was in scene, and I went. That's how you know the carriers can see. I went to the altar. You know, you do the little, what you need prayer for today? And you say, oh, I'm going to the promotion board tomorrow. I need to pray that I get through it and pray that I get my promotable status, my credentials to be a non-commissioned officer. And so I did my little routine, but I was stuck, so I was doing it out of tradition. And I went in, and I did my little, close my eyes or raise my hand like this. And Elder Johnson, he tapped me in the chest while my eye was closed. I didn't know if he would tap me, so I tried to open one a little bit like this to see if he meant to do it. And he tapped my chest. And he said, you got a lot of things you need to let go of. And a lot of things you need to stop. He never prayed for the board at all. But he could see that I was stuck. And he could see that I didn't bring and uncover everything when I came to the... So what he did was he carried me there. What he did was pray that I would get out of sin. Because what Jesus showed you, if you take care of the sin, you can take care of the stuck. And I went up there and I didn't want to let it go. But he prayed that God pry my hands off of it. And it wasn't until he pried my hands off of it that I could. And guess what? I've been moving forward since that day. I've been moving forward to that day. But I say that to say there's a reality that some people are not sick of it. And until you uncover it, Jesus can only bless you, who you really are. Not what you're wrapped in, Adam, where art thou? My God. You still look uncovered to me. I know you put some stuff on, but you still look. He don't see your facade. He don't see what you pretend to be. He don't see I'll let this go. I got 5 things. I bring 4 of them up here. Because you got that thing that's keeping you stuck. And God said, until you uncover it, you're going to stay in that bed. You are going to stay sick of the palsy. And you are going to keep costing carriers energy. When God, he could be redirected. But he got to come carry you every day. Think about how long they took the man at the gate of beautiful. How many days did they take him there? But see, those are the people that I need. Keep bringing me. Keep carrying. You're anointed to carry me. And then God will put people in your vicinity. Silver and gold, I have none. But such as I have. This anointing to carry you, I have. Because they say when he pulled them up, he said they went into the... Ooh. So he went from motionless to leaping. And see, God said if you let go of the sin, it's not going to be a slow progression. There's no baby steps involved. You're going to go from a sitter to a leaper if you'll just uncover them stories. Don't get to the house and still not uncover. Week after week, we get to the house, but we still won't uncover. So people carrying us there and then carrying us back. God said, you're not going to progress. You're not going to go forward. You're going to remain motionless until you get sick of it. And until you bring it and uncover. And see, when I know that he went in, and see, this is how you got to anointed to carry, and this is why I love that we don't have programs in here. And you'll never see a piece of paper that says stand right here, tithes, offering, praise, word. We can't do off the car right here because it's before the word. You got to preach because it's on the paper. God, and being a carrier, God sent some people that are willing to interrupt. Jesus was in the house preaching the word. And he said, Jesus, I need your attention. I need your attention. God is looking for the interrupters. God is looking for, I can interrupt the service because I'm trying to get this sick of the palsy up off here. See, programs don't, and traditions of man don't allow you to interrupt the. God can do it in intercessory prayer, or he can do it in praise and worship. He can do it with the word. He can do it at altar call, but he's looking for the disruptors. I've been commissioned to be a disruptor. I'm interrupting with the Pharisees and Sadducees. I'm interrupting this tradition, and I'm uncovering this thing because I know that I'm sick of this. And until you get sick of it, there's no need of coming in the house if you ain't going to uncover anything. There's no need of going to the doctor. What's the first thing to ask you? What's wrong with you? What are your symptoms? You don't give him all. He can't properly diagnose. If you don't give it all, a doctor can make a miss. I went to the doctor for I was having chest pain, and they were asking me symptoms. Is this happening when this happened? Or what's triggering this? And there were certain things that I didn't want to. There were certain things I didn't want to reveal. And by me, oh my God, by me not revealing everything, the doctor had made a false diagnosis. He had put me on medication for a condition I didn't even have because I didn't reveal. And it wasn't until I went to another physician and finally came clean. He said, you've been self-medicating and you didn't have to. You've been letting stuff in your system that you didn't have to because what I had said the second time, it wasn't in the notes from the first time. And they didn't get my issue under control until I revealed all the symptoms. And you are not going to get unstuck until you reveal all. You got to be sick of it. The carrier got to be as sick of it as the carriers. And if you want him to get you out of that bed, and if you want to move like everybody else moving, you got to look yourself in the face. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. You've been anointed to carry, carriers. If we don't do it, who will? If we don't carry, who will? If we still being carried, that limit the number of carriers out there. Sometimes when I order stuff, I look at the different carriers and see when they can get it. But see, I need it now. Some of them say 7 to 10 business days. And some of them got 2-day shipment. But see, God got this thing called straightway. I'm ordering my palsy relief today. And I need it straight away. Because I'm sick of this. And I hope that you're sick of it. And if you are sick of it, come uncover it. Bless you.